Hey, what's going on? This is Sarah Lee Day with another episode of Dubsado Tidbits, the things you need to know about Dubsado delivered in bite-sized pieces. We've been talking about the forms section, and so far we've covered contracts, sub-agreements, and questionnaires. If you missed any of those, check out the previous videos to catch up. Today we're going to move on to proposals. Now, for a lot of businesses, proposals are kind of the backbone of what they need Dubsado for and what they use it for, because this is a way to describe your services and share your services with your clients and allow them to select different packages, select the services that they want, and that kind of gets the ball rolling for their project, because you can also include contracts and invoices and start workflows. There's lots and lots of different things that you can do with proposals, and so they're a very powerful tool in Dubsado. Now you notice on the right here we have several different building blocks that we can use to create our proposals. The first thing you want to do is actually give it a name. This name is client facing, so you want to make sure that you don't use some internal name for the form. It's something that the client is going to understand. And then in your proposal, this is where you can set up your packages, your different service items. You can add add-ons. This is where you're going to, like I said, share the information about your products and services and allow your clients to actually choose those services. Now, there's actually a couple of different ways that you can set up your proposal, and we're not going to go into too much detail just yet. We'll save that for a future episode. But know that there are lots of different options you can set here, and this is just a very powerful form for getting that information to your clients. Now, under the settings, we have expiration date. You can set your proposal to expire, either a relative date to the start date of the project, end date of the project, or after this proposal is applied to a job. You can set a fixed expiration date. So if you want this proposal to expire on a specific date and time, you can come in here and select that like this, or you can set no expiration. And these settings are really just going to depend on your business and the kind of service that you have. There's no right or wrong way to set this up. It just depends on you and your business. And remember, all of these settings can be changed and customized when you add this to an actual client project. This is just going to give you a baseline for getting started and what's going to be most common in your business. Next, here we have contract. You can check this to show a contract with this proposal. Now, if you select this, you do need to have a contract set up to show. We have our sample contract here, so let's just add that. And what this means is when you send this proposal to a client, if they choose their packages and everything looks good and they're ready to go and they click submit at the bottom, as soon as they do that, the next page they're going to see is the contract. That way you're not having to send them a separate email, send another form. It's not going to get lost. They can just go, as soon as they're ready to buy, they can go through the entire buying process here with showing the contract. And then secondly, you can show the invoice here. So you can make that a three-step process that keeps them on the same page and in the same mindset when they're ready to purchase. They choose their packages, they click submit, they get your contract, they sign it, then they're taken immediately to the invoice where they can go ahead and pay for those services. Next down here you have allow client to choose multiple packages. So if you have a service where maybe there's a base package and then there's some add-on features that could be added to it, you would definitely want to make sure that this is checked to allow people to choose a base package and also some of those add-on packages. But if you have a product or service where it's mutually exclusive and you want to make sure that they only pick one thing or another, you would not want to check this box, and that will prevent them from being able to choose more than one service. Next we have, will this invoice have a payment schedule? Now we haven't talked about payment schedules yet, but this is an option that you can select to set up a specific payment schedule for the services that they're purchasing. Let's just say, for example, it's a large service. Maybe it's renting a wedding venue, and that's $10,000. Well, they're probably not going to have $10,000 to pay you up front, and that's probably going to be something that you spread out over multiple payments. So you can create a payment schedule that only requires a specific deposit on the day that they sign their proposal and their contract. And when you set that here, then when they get to the invoice page, it's going to show them the full balance, but then it's only going to require that they pay a specific deposit, and it's not going to require that full $10,000 balance. Next, we have allow clients to apply discounts. So if you have discount codes that you offer your clients, and this is a proposal that you want to allow them to apply those discounts to, you would select yes. Now, you actually have to have your discount set up for this to work, and we don't yet. So there's nothing here for us to check as far as which discounts to allow to apply to this proposal. But that is an option that you can set here, and if this is a proposal that you don't want to allow discounts on, then you can just select no. Next, we have our question styling. So you can choose your default font size, and your default font color. You can either use the picker, or if you know your hex code, you can always put that in here. Now you've got your completion alert. And a completion alert is going to be a pop-up window that comes up as soon as they accept your proposal. And this alert is basically just kind of a completion, just saying, yes, you've completed this. If you don't put any information in here, then there is a default completion alert that'll pop up, but the messaging may not really be on brand, so I definitely recommend that you do this. Now, a caveat to that is, if up here at the top you had selected to show contract and show invoice, or even just to show one or the other, if there's anything that's going to be shown immediately after your proposal, then this completion alert here will not show, because they're not technically completed with the process. They're done with this proposal page, but there's another page for them to do, so they're not actually completed yet. Just keep that in mind. All right, to keep this short, we're going to end that tidbit here. For more information about receiving updates, requesting future episodes, or getting help with your own Dubsado account, take a look at the links in the description below this video, or visit saralee.com. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.